Captain, you ready? Captain.
What the? I guess I'm the captain now. Proceed.
What is going on, everybody out there in podcast land?
Hello, my darlings.
Yo.
What
up?
Look at this shit show we got tonight, guys.
Look
Not one, not two, three very special guests for you tonight. Introduce yourself, guys.
All right, man. Ruder Alistair, co-host of the Crafting Cannabis podcast with my two boys here.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
The other CC podcast out there.
Yep.
The other
in
CC.
the cannabis world.
Our cute little sister.
Oh,
That's
for
right.
sure.
Go on, fellas. Don't be shy.
Oh, okay. And then
Early bird, all the grows.
Yeah, there you go.
Early
Early bird, and I'm Blackwater. Yeah,
Blackwater.
yeah, Blackwater grows. Yeah,
Well,
don't have
as you
Instagram
mentioned, yeah,
anymore, so
Oh, no?
it's just Blackwater, I guess. Yeah.
What happened with IG? They fucking
I
smoke
lost
you?
it again. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
like the
fuck.
third time. I'm like, nah, I'm done.
Yeah, I don't blame
I'm
you.
done.
I don't
I'm not
even
gonna
post
try.
there anymore. It's just not
All
even
my
worth it.
peeps are in Discord anyway, so
Yeah.
We actually lost it for the show too. We lost our show Instagram, and I just
I
let
was-
just fuck it.
I was totally looking for it this afternoon. I was like, why can't I find their page?
Yeah. It just disappeared one day. We went to log in, and it was not there. So not going to go begging.
Fuck suck.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
crazy
that's
how the whole
terrible.
community kind of just shifted from one platform to another, or a lot of them did. There's so many Discords now. Everyone came over
Yeah.
here.
I really like
Even
Discord.
a
It's been
podcast page.
been
too.
great. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, we do have cannabis in the name. I suppose that's what, but still,
Mm,
come on, guys.
yeah, you just went right out and said the word. We were a little bit more discreet in cultivation.
we just threw it out there. Yeah.
Cultivating eggplants for all you.
Strawberries,
Yeah,
Fucking kiwis.
herbs
weed-
of varying kinds.
for sure.
Or as AC Infinity says, hemp. It's the first time I saw that book that they send in all their shit. It was pretty funny. It was like Guide to Growing Hemp.
That was the first time you saw that book?
Yeah.
How many
maybe
AC Infinity products do you have? I have like a stack of them, like a
I have a ton of
library
them,
of
but
those.
maybe it's something that they started including. I haven't really bought much new from them in the last couple of years.
Yeah, it must be kind of new.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, we're all
The
just growing
marketing
hemp,
is good.
guys. I mean, according to the
Hell yeah.
2018 Farm Bill.
Yep.
I mean,
Except you
actually,
can't.
it's kind of not according to. It's like the spirit of the law was to enable people to like make rope and paper and like non-psychoactive substances from literally hemp, and they found a big old loophole and they jumped right through it.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, we're not talking about THC. We're talking about THCA.
That's
It's
right.
totally different.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. But Jesus, how much hemp do you have to grow to lab extract THCA to make it commercially viable?
More than you think. I mean, there are people. A lot of the bullshit distillate that's on the market today comes from hemp.
It's just
Really?
the volume seems like, yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's certain cannabinoids that are higher in hemp, like THCV is small. There's smaller amounts in like what we would our cannabis versus their cannabis because it's all the same plant. But yeah, in certain strains of hemp, THCV is a lot higher, so they'll just extract it from that and then use it and add it to distillate or whatever else.
Interesting.
Crazy.
Look, hemp has a lot of useful, uses. I mean, shit, it has a higher tensile strength than steel.
Yeah.
Most people don't realize that. Like hemp is, it's an incredibly versatile fabric. Can be used for so many things.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous that it's not used more and more common. Like, sure, it exists, but like, you really can't go and buy hemp clothing. It's just not readily available.
No,
You
because
have
the
to really look
DuPonts
for it.
thought it was their rival as they were creating nylon fiber. And so they basically had it outlawed.
Yeah, if you want to go down a fucking rabbit hole, just look up the DuPont family.
Oh, the
It's
DuPont.
Yeah.
pretty fucked up shit.
They do
You
in
can
lawn
go
and dark gardens.
walk
Stuff.
around their beautiful like
Backyard.
the mansion, like actually in our area, G3.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I love Longwood.
Gorgeous place, and
One of my
you can,
favorite places in the world.
Isn't it funny how those like the worst robber barons of that era, like all left like these spectacular kind of public works for everyone to go enjoy and walk around.
That's so you don't
try not to
remember all
think
the
about
bullshit.
their crimes while you.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. You have to make your contribution to society to sort of like assuage that part. Yeah.
Right. It's
So
a little
somebody
bit of guilt.
was asking, is this a dream? It is. It's a fever dream.
Sure is. Well, it is a pleasure to have all you guys on. Honestly, it's about time, I gotta say.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I wanted to just, mention to everyone too. You guys do your own podcast called the Crafting Cannabis Show. If you're not listeners, y'all should be at the same place you can find our show. And like G3 mentioned, I you're one of our like brother sister shows.
Yeah.
Kind of.
In our little section of the
Related
Cannaverse.
in some way. I mean, I don't know. Like you guys, I remember were. I think you're still like all mods in the Discord and stuff too, because you were like our most active and like you were listeners and I remember you being in the Discord all the time, and then you flew the coop. Then you left home, and I'm just heartbroken. No,
Oh my gosh.
you spread your wings.
Yeah.
You got your own. I'm extremely proud of you guys.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thanks.
So
Thank you.
It's been fun. We're definitely like a little sister. Like we got a little catalog going, but we're behind you guys in the numbers and all that. But it's it's fun. We just have fun with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's all
That's fun, man.
you got to do it for you. Not
Yeah.
numbers.
Yeah, we like to talk nerd shit about weed. That's
Yeah,
pretty
every
much
show
it.
has its own flavor
everyone's
to
got
it.
their
Yeah.
niche, man.
Oh yeah.
And their
You
flavor
guys-
is different than ours. And it's awesome. You guys just had a great show with OK Calix not too long ago.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he was a lot of fun.
Closing the
Dude,
loop, dude.
He's a treat.
Yeah.
He is.
It was great
He
to
does all the
listen
work for you.
Yeah.
He could
like,
just want
yeah.
to talk for an
Yeah.
hour for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful dude for sure.
The pictures from that outdoor immersive thing that they did were pretty awesome. I don't know if you guys caught any of that on his.
I didn't get to see them. No.
There's some up on his IG. Yeah, they look really cool. Like they were out foraging for stuff and they were picking different leaf molds and things to make their own soil mix. And yeah,
Wow.
really fun.
So cool.
Yeah.
I also wanted to mention real quick, the reason you're not seeing the lovely faces of Early Bird and Blackwater is because, like some of us too, they're out here in Prohibition land. I think they got new jobs too. They just don't want to be on screen, don't gotta respect their decision. So we're gonna use their logo.
Thank you, sir.
Tent Pirate, the Tent Pirate code.
You're right. That's it. That's the case, man.
I would never out a fellow tent pirate.
Amen. Thank you.
But I don't know. It's in some circles that lends a certain authority to you guys. You're just doing it because you love it.
Oh yeah, man. We love it to death for sure.
I guess.
Yeah, I wish I had more time, and I'd have a lot more going on for sure right now. But
The most precious
it'll come back
resource on
around
the
again.
planet is fucking time, man. We all just want
know,
more
yeah.
time.
It is, man.
Yeah.
It really is. Amen to that for sure.
Then it's funny with growing too, because we all grow. So it's like you look up and a crop or two went by. You're like, oh, I haven't talked to this person in 8 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where does it
You
go?
Oh man, I definitely do like count my life by what plants I have growing and how big they are.
Right?
Yep.
Right?
I can be like, oh, the last time I did that, they were seedlings, so that must have been this many weeks ago.
It
In
is, too.
some ways,
I wonder when that happened.
growing and watching your life unfold in a series of plants and like their different stages, doesn't it feel like it has sped it up?
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
Hmm
100%, dude. It really has.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
a year goes by in some ways a lot faster, than it normally does.
Which is
Seems like.
weird because
Yeah.
like when I started, it felt like the whole process took forever. You know what I mean? It was like
Yeah.
you're counting the days, when do I harvest? When's week 12 coming? 12 weeks, that's so long. 12
that first
weeks.
harvest is painstaking for me anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'll never forget that. It's like, what? Like, is it ready yet? Like, fuck
Yeah.
shit, man.
I'm in that right now with some seedlings. I'm at 14 days with some seedlings. And, I wake up and go open the tent and peek at them. I'm like, come on, Jesus Christ.
Are we there yet? Yeah.
What's crazy? Like, no matter how much you watch them, right? Like, you don't really even realize how fast they're growing until you realize, like, oh shit, like 3 weeks just flew by, and that thing's like way bigger than it was before. But you look at it every day and you don't notice its growth as much. It's just like being around your children.
Totally.
Like
Yeah.
my son.
Yeah.
One day I looked at him and he's as tall as I am now. He's fucking 15. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know,
That's wild.
time just passes by, especially not to tie it back to kids again. Once you have kids, that time just goes.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah, it doesn't
Feel that.
Evaporates.
They say the days are long, but the years are short.
Yeah.
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 You know
That's
what? I've never heard that one
Perfect.
actually.
Really?
Yeah, that's accurate as hell.
Very, very fitting.
Very good.
Yeah.
I see that from from an uncle's perspective, but similar, like all my nephews are getting married now, and that is weird. That is super weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you feel old.
Yeah.
All you can do is cherish the time you got.
Yeah. That's it, man.
Yeah.
Soaking it all up. Best I can right
Absolutely.
now.
Like try to be in the moment, all that stuff, and
Yeah.
that's why, it's great we can all get together.
Oh,
and
yeah,
do
man.
this for the community and
dude.
stuff. Like, see all the comments coming in on YouTube. Want to give a few shout outs. What up, Strong Island, Jay, Bud Z. We got Great Racer, AR.
Pretty sure I told Strong Island not to be coming around here no more.
Artificial, Matt.
What's up, dude?
Death Index. What up, everybody? Welcome.
Hey. Yeah, man.
Hey,
Hey,
saw
so
Paranoid and Badger in there earlier.
There's
Shout
a
out.
badger in there.
Hey,
Oh,
guys.
yeah? What
Shout
up,
out.
guys?
Yeah. Damn right.
What up?
Oh,
Gotta give the boys a shout out.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
guys. That I have to ask.
First important question.
What do you got? I see Rudy smoking on a little doober there.
Yep.
Maybe it's a big doober. Oh, what is
It's a decent sized doober. This is the old school red and purple chocolate tie from Snow High Seeds.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I don't want to go down a rabbit hole on the whole story and the lineage and stuff right now. Let's all talk about what we're smoking. But that
All
is
right,
what
but we're gonna put a
Let's
pin,
sidebar
Take a
that.
tangent.
yeah, put a pin in that one.
put a pin in that.
Just
We're
give us
gonna
the lineage real quick.
Well, so it's for those that don't know, Snow High Seeds, aka Legendary Genetics. He can be found online through a couple different seed banks. He's got a really fascinating story. He was in the army, I believe he was a medic, and so he traveled all over the place, and he was able to collect a bunch of seed. And he grew up in circles that grew in Humboldt County like that way back in the day. So he's been preserving these heirloom genetics. So this strain caught my eye, and I did some reading on it. Found there were 2 people online that I found that had grown it. It's heirloom chocolate tie, which is apparently, people may or may not recognize this, but there's one variety called Drawo's chocolate tie, and that was from a guy on the forums that had a chocolate tie, and Drawo is Howard backwards. So, but that's, if you see Drawo's chocolate tie, that's one of kind of like the older versions of that. Anyway, this heirloom tie is supposed to be a bit older than that. And it's crossed with a Dalat purple times Vietnam black. So it's a really interesting cross, and it really actually smells like chocolate, and I'm super stoked that I found it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
it's magic.
Not a
It's-
common terpene.
Yeah, it's magic too.
Not a common smell from
No.
cannabis.
And nice uplifting experience. It lasts quite a while. It's pretty potent, but it's super flavorful and smells really strong. And some of it's got like a cheesy edge to it, that like kind of Parmesan mixed with the chocolate, maybe coffee.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Sounds nice.
Couple of people that
Yeah.
I've kind of opened the jar for did like the like groan,
It is like that. It really is. Like you just pop it. It's magic.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And it's a tie, you said?
It's a Thai cross with a Vietnam black times Dalat purple. So those are two sort of East Asian strains,
Yeah. So
but they're crossed with a chocolate Thai. Yeah.
word.
It sounds delicious.
I know people have heard me recently mention.
Look at that.
Wow, yeah, that looks exotic as fuck.
Look at that
Dude.
thing.
Ooh.
Look at that.
I'd hit it.
Yeah, that's very. I can see it's very orange. Lots of orange hairs. Not like a very. I would call it like a modern bud structure. A little more like. I don't know.
Yeah, this is a better example of the sort of like the Thai stick, like the squirrel tail.
Yeah.
Yes, that right
For
there.
sure.
That's
Squirrel
it,
tail.
y'all.
Oh, that's
good,
pretty.
Good way to describe it.
You need an entire grove bag full of that to appreciate. I mean, you need to grow that. We need to get that to get those beans around, man.
So some people have it. We did a giveaway on the Discord because I did a seed increase of it. So some people have it and have been growing it. Shout out Matt Fratt, Cozy Toad, and Charles Budkowski grew one. And I think he's going to grow another one.
Shout out,
man.
So
Nice.
yeah.
So it's funny. I just a little tangent to the tangent is, it fits into what I'm smoking on. We can get that. We can kill two birds with one stone here. Of course, I'm enjoying my recent harvest of Romulan genetics, Ram Scotty, and Black Lung. I grew 2 phenos of each. One of the phenos of my Ram Scotty absolutely has a coffee and dark chocolate scent and flavor. It's very deep, dark, and like almost subtle, but like it's definitely, yeah, like hits you in the face, almost like when you open up a pot of like a can of coffee grounds in the morning. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And sure enough, would you believe it? The Romulan itself, like, which is one of the parents of both of these strains, is a polyhybrid of Thai, Colombian, Mexican, and Afghani.
Ooh.
So
gosh,
it has to be in that Southeast Asian family.
Yep. And I believe, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the chocolate could also come from the Afghans. They have some of that profile, but most likely from the Thai.
Yeah.
That's awesome though, man. It's
Dude,
cool.
I love falling into those stories of some of these strains, and there's so many that are so fun.
Which is the way they were like found, acquired,
Yeah.
preserved.
Yeah. Even, some of them just were like where the name came from, but some of the other cannabis, history stories, but there, what was the one there? No, I don't remember the precise name of it. I think it's called Heartbreak or Jealous Lover, some shit. Now I'm forgetting the name, but this guy had this whole story about how he had got a plant and almost lost it because a dude got into sort of a violent issue over a woman, and this whole story like played out. And then the plant, when he finally got this plant back from this chaotic situation, he broke a stem and noticed that it bled red. It had red sap that came out, so that fed into the name of the strain. But it was this. There's a lot of really interesting stories like that. Anyway, yeah, I love the cannabis history stuff. But like some of the modern history, I guess, from the 80s and 90s, you might call modern history, sort of.
the stoner history, though.
Yeah.
Different spin on it. Not like the series on Comedy Central that was.
Yeah.
That was drunk history. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
As drunk history.
I don't know why there's
No,
not a
it's
stoned history. It would be much more
Stone
logical.
history, but
the shit people went through too to bring cultivars into the States, the surfers,
yeah, dude,
the smugglers, and all that. Like
It'd make
even Neville, he was with a guy that died because they were trying to get seeds from an Afghan warlord, and they forced him to shoot up. And Neville was sort of he had done it, and so he didn't die, but the other guy fucking died, like right there.
Jeez.
Yeah. So like that kind of stuff went down everywhere, and that contributes to the flower that we have. Even the stuff that's in the shops comes from those experiences. So that's why I find that all really fascinating.
Yeah, it's almost like it's like you gotta like pay your respects to the shit people had to go through to give us the variety we have today to enjoy. Well, let's go down a rabbit hole after everyone tells us what they're smoking on, shall we? I'm all for a rabbit hole. Good old rabbit hole.
G3, what do you got?
I have a little bit of this miracle fruit rosin, but I'm still on no flower.
No flower.
No flower. I'm still getting Yep, at least I'm back on rosin, so that's something. It's no longer just edibles, which was just depressing. So eventually, I think maybe next week, fingers crossed next week, I'll be back on flower. But my tolerance is so low now that it's frightening. Like I take one hit and I'm like, okay, I'm more than good. Like my tolerance is gone.
Yeah, but a dab of rosin and a hit off a joint or whatever are two different animals.
Yes, I can actually handle the rosin more than I can handle the flower right now. Like flower knocks me for a loop.
Really?
I was like, wow, I'm really high. Whenever I smoke flower now, like destroy my throat. But yeah, it's weird. I kind of want some of that tolerance back, to tell you the truth.
Did you get the jitters?
No, I didn't get like jitters or anything like that. I get like really cerebral and I start thinking way too much.
It's when you start like smelling sounds.
Yes. Or I sit on the couch and I've like no idea about time passage, or I have like no idea what I'm even paying attention to, and it's crazy. I'm like,
do you ever hyper focus and like go off and you start trying to figure out everything all at once?
Yeah.
Is that an ADD thing too?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I get super stoned, and I'm like I can pack my brain with all the information in the known world, like in.
And then you feel like you might have actually figured this one thing out, and you're like, "Holy shit! This is it. I've got it." And then you forget it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes, totally.
Right.
That does happen.
Dude, it's so funny.
We out here.
It's so funny you say that. Like that happened to me yesterday. I figured out 3 big things, and then forgot and couldn't figure out what I'd figured out.
So I'm saying you have to have a fucking voice recorder with you wherever you go, and just start.
Just ask your phone. It's been listening the whole time.
The conspiracies of the universe would all be laid to bear if only we weren't stoned and forgot what we were thinking about.
Well, I am personally vaping on the Carta, the Rainbow Guava number 5 by Mr. Autogrow.
Hey,
yeah,
nice.
Another good friend of the show.
You got a cart?
No, I got it in the Carta,
He's in
the
Carta.
e-rig that I use.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Carta how are you liking that device?
Man, I've been using this it's been over a year. I mean, it's been longer than that. It's got 1,000+ dabs on it.
Nice.
It kicks ass, dude. I mean, I don't clean it like I should, and it just keeps on kicking ass. I mean,
nice.
But it's solid, dude. I highly suggest it. Grade A.
Nice,
in my opinion. So, but yeah. Anyway, so I've got that in there. It's pretty tasty. Pretty happy with it.
How would you describe it, flavor wise?
I'm not the best at this. I'm really not, but I'd say it's very strong as far as I don't know what the word is. It's very thick on the nose. It's hard to describe, really. I'm not good at it at all.
Musky.
Yeah, we're stony when you need them. But yeah, it's got like a musky.
Yeah, right. Well, I think like Mr. Autogrow always says it reminds him of like bugles, right?
I can
Like
see that.
like
That's
like
that Parmesan-y, cheesy kind of.
Yeah, it's more cheesy for sure. Like, but at the same
feel
time,
like
yeah, I can see
funky,
the bugle thing.
umami, but
I can see that.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, there's like a sharp edge on top as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's delicious though. Solid,
Cool, dude.
solid, dude. It vapes
right
well.
on.
But anyway, yeah. Who else? Who's not going?
Right on. Well, early bird.
Early bird, yeah. What's up? Oh,
Well, I am gonna be a complete fraud tonight because I'm not smoking anything.
At least lie to us.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can't even see you anyway. I mean, you can
Trying to be honest over here.
I'm so ripped right now, bro. No, but I mean, just because, or do you take breaks
just on a-
sometimes?
Yeah, just on a break right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
respect, man. Well, don't all have to be stoned all the time. It's just not a requirement to be a guest on the show.
hell yeah.
I would hope
Though I'm
not.
making it one now, so you're the last sober
Grandfather.
I'm
You've
kidding.
just been grandfathered in. Yeah.
That's right.
Dude, early bird has the willpower like from the old world. Like
Yeah.
he can just turn it on.
Oh yeah, you can just
Yeah.
like stop smoking whenever you want for days at a time, and it don't even bother you.
Yep. It's been quite a long time right now.
Yeah.
Shit,
How long
dude.
is a long time? Like a week? Like a month?
Months.
He's had it for. He's
Plural.
been doing it for good reason. For good reason. though.
Multiples?
Yeah,
Word.
plural months.
I got.
Congrats.
I have to imagine something for work. Maybe
Be spot on.
possibly. Got to do what you got to do, dude.
Hey, what's up, Charlie?
Yeah.
Out here in Prohibition land, it ain't easy.
Amen.
No kidding. Yeah, shout out Charles in the comments.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, what up, Chuck?
But
Yeah, I'd be ripped right now.
Oh yeah.
Word is the word.
Yeah, your tolerance break is gonna be hilarious. I wish I was
Dude,
around.
I want to be there. No, I got to be there for this. You need to hold
somebody
off.
should
as
videotape
long-
Yeah, right. I want.
Yeah.
I want a video of you, Blackwater, like shotgunning
Yes.
early bird with
5-gallon bucket.
Oh my god! And then you falling
Oh,
over.
God.
We know you're from the south. We're not talking about actually shotgunning him.
Yeah.
Just so we're clear.
I'd be in manual breathing mode.
We were out in the woods hunting birds the other day with a shotgun.
I don't know. Here.
Fucking
Hey,
manual breathing mode, man. That's a fun time.
I
bird.
hate that.
You gotta pay attention. You're like, all right, inhale, exhale.
Dude, we
Inhale.
went through one of those. We went through one of those together one time. That was
Yeah.
wild.
It was
Yeah.
rough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What was that? What was that called? It's not the Carta. What's the other one? The
Yeah, it
Peak?
was that. No, what was it?
Was it the
No,
Peak?
it was.
Puffco.
It was the peak. Yeah, it was the
Puffco.
peak.
Yeah.
It was a Puffco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One
It
of
was the one
these.
that burns if you don't clean it instantly.
It got me good, man. Blackwater was on my. I was on my
Man.
front porch. Blackwater's like rubbing my back. I'm like hunched over my railing. Like
It was bad.
I'm dying. I'm dying, bro.
It was bad. Yeah. So
It's like, you're
the
good.
main thing,
You're
the
good.
main thing was to not get the ambulance there. Like I was like, it's going to be.
I was ready. I was like,
We're
call them
good.
motherfuckers. Get them
We're
coming.
good. This has been years ago. But yeah.
Got 1 foot out the door.
Rosin will do that sometimes, man.
Yeah, dude.
If you're not, you're not ready for it.
I was
it can
convinced.
One of
sneak
those
up on you.
It was one of those ones where you have to like cough, but like you're coughing like you're on the set of Pineapple Express. Like he's just like, you're
Make-
fucked when you start coughing like that, dude.
Dude,
Make
and
you
then
do
once
that.
your mouth starts
Oh.
watering,
That's it.
it's a wrap.
Oh yeah,
It's a wrap,
I know
dude.
what
Then you start
mean.
overly focusing on your heart rate.
Yeah. You're like
yeah.
checking your pulse and your throat.
Yeah, it's like, is this how they do it on fucking TV? Oh shit.
Yeah, man, that's
It's
crazy.
funny, man.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't even
Fun
know what
times.
we're talking about now. What are we
Fun time.
no, we were just talking about what we're smoking or not
Yeah,
smoking on.
not
But
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty
did we
tasty.
even?
Kevin, how about you?
Yeah,
What
what
do you
you?
smoke?
Oh, I already went, man.
Got the
I
Oh, he's
ramen.
got
Oh,
that
did you?
Rom
my Rom
Scotty.
Scotty.
He's
That's
always
right.
got the Rom
Though
Scotty.
I will
You
say
did.
it's
You went
not
right
the
after me.
chocolatey one that I'm smoking on. It's the
Okay.
other.
Dude, you need
other
some Rudy
pheno.
shit, dude. You need
But-
some. Yeah, you need some Rudy shit.
I
We
want
got.
to try it.
I'm sharing some seeds. It's all happening.
Like I'm just sitting here. I'm about to shove a butt up my nose. Now this was brought
Wish
to
we
me
had the
by
video for
Paranoid
that.
Grower. It was so good. I think
It's
Rudy-
just that those unique terps really stand out. You know, after you've grown a couple plants, and you know you've smelled like the fruity ones, you've smelled the
It's
the
its own
gassy
thing.
ones.
It's its
I
own
mean,
thing, man.
It's like, yeah, I
I'm
get
convinced.
some that like I feel like I've smelled repeatedly, like the fruity gassy combo. There's very common sense. Like sometimes I felt like the autoflower scene was filled with grape, like too much grape.
Yeah, there's a lot.
For a while it
It
was.
was.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
Every plant I grew was something grapey, but you know
Yeah.
they've gotten away from that. But like, yeah, it's cool when you encounter the really weird ones, like
Yeah.
chocolate.
This is
What
that chocolate shit is some god tier
Coffee.
stuff. It
do you
is.
guys know? What do you guys know about autoflowers that have a astringent, like rubber gas, sour diesel kind of profile? You know, I mean, like pencil eraser with like some citrus kind of. I've been looking for that in an auto, like old sour diesel, I guess, a little bit.
Hmm.
I don't know if I found
Yeah.
that in an auto
Yeah.
yet.
No.
I mean, like, you know, gassy is not. Yeah, I can't say that. Like Blue Zeroso was probably
Mm-hmm.
one of the gassier autoflowers I've grown. You know?
Yeah, but it didn't have that like astringent
Yeah.
chemi kind of ness to it.
Yeah, like chem too. Yeah.
Not the. It was sour, but in a different way.
Yeah.
More on that blueberry kind of
Mhm.
like, I don't know.
Yeah.
When we say sour and stuff, it's just like this general thing. You can't put your finger on it.
Right.
Any
It is just-
specific flavor.
There's a thing like clear your nose palate briefly. I think I found so there's one profile that I really like that I was trying to figure out how to describe for a while. It is hair perm chemical. You know the perm?
Yes.
It's exactly that smell that's like a diesely kind of rubbery smell. But for some reason when it's in cannabis, I fucking love it.
I don't know if I'm familiar with the smell of perm.
You got to go find a hair salon, just walk
Yeah,
by.
like it's a. Have you been in a ladies' hair salon before, like a woman's hair salon?
I mean, like, it's
lie.
not something I've experienced a lot in my life, but I see what, you know, Five Baked says, like outside the salon at the mall in the 90s. I can
It's a
picture
very
it.
Yeah.
specific smell. Very
I can't
specific.
smell it though.
I just remember because my mom used to get perms, and so you know it'd be around for at least a day when she came home after getting one, and it smell stuck in my nose. And then I smelled it on weed. I was like, "Oh, that's what that is."
Badger says he's definitely smoked perm solution before. That's what they're doing, Rick. We're gonna just have spray terps, and we're gonna get the chemical and just spray our weed with it. That's all the kids are doing now, anyway.
Pretty much.
Isn't that some shit? Nuke it and spray it.
Dude, that's what a lot of the shit you see around is.
It's remediated and then rehabilitated with fake terps.
It's garbage.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, it's because everybody got money in their eyeballs and started growing too much more. You know, I forget what the actual number is, but like California has like 2,000 times the farms that it would need to actually serve all the customers in the state.
Yikes.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the real number, right? But it's a lot. It's like X times.
You gotta understand that they don't fucking care, right? Because they just take the license fee and then it's a race to the bottom, right? They don't care. And what
Yeah.
a lot of these, you know, especially the MSOs are doing is they're selling flower at a loss to be able to keep their canopy space.
Right.
Because if they don't sell X amount of pounds, doesn't matter the dollar value. They have to sell X amount of pounds to keep their canopy space. And if they
It's killing it.
don't, so but the bottom line is they can't do that shit forever. They eventually fucking fade out, and you're already starting to see it.
I agree. It's just making life stressful for a lot of the small farms. I can say that for sure. In Michigan, there's smaller operations that still get to the dispensaries, but you can tell they're struggling because I don't know what they're getting, but it can't be more than 500 a pound, probably 300.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's right, Jay. He says what sucks is that a lot of the younger generation, the younger smokers, don't even know the difference, and they're fine with it. Just
Yeah,
Put it in
I
a
think that's
flashy
the bigger
package.
distinction. Like it's not a matter of whether or not they're okay with it. They don't even know. They're just ignorant. You
Yeah.
know, like they get a joint from the dispo and it's like it tastes like fucking, pineapples, like real
Yeah.
like pineapple candy. Like, dude, there ain't no weed in the world that's gonna taste like that. Like,
Nope.
but they don't care.
No, they don't, dude.
Dude, I totally had that recently at a friend's wedding, and dude, whipped out a pre-roll, and it was like watermelon candy, and it was not natural whatsoever. And so I was like, "Is this infused?" And he was like, "I don't think so." But
It's all natural, bro.
it stood out. Yeah.
Organic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's like a la
Yeah,
carte
oh, yeah.
cannabis. They chop it all up and then they put it back together.
yeah.
Right.
Frankenstein shit.
What do you guys think about the idea of a connoisseur market? Do you think there's people that would pay $400 or $500 an ounce for something like organic 14-week, like
Yeah.
exotic?
Somebody out there.
Oh yeah.
I do.
There's always a market for something, but whether a sustainable market enough to keep you going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's what I mean. They'd
Yeah.
make it work. You'd have to get the farmers like a decent amount of that revenue.
Yeah. I mean, there's quality flowers still selling at a premium no matter what. Right? So, it just depends. Like it's like what you said earlier though about these mom and pops, the craft people suffering. I'm starting to see a trend the complete other way, right? Because in this economy, you can't continue to operate at a loss no matter what fucking business you're running and then stay in business for too long. And a lot of these MSOs, man, they there's only the investor money runs out and then what do? Right?
Yeah.
And they're shutting down. We're already seeing it here in Massachusetts. They're going under a lot of the big ones. So, and
Wow.
it's and more of it's happening all over the fucking country, which I like to see. The mom and pops trying to do their thing. All the power to them.
Well,
Yeah, if they can weather the storm, for
the
sure.
cream rises to the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
People find people in any market gravitate towards at least consistent quality. We can argue. I always compare it to beer, of course. That's what I do.
Yeah.
But we can argue all day about like the taste and the flavor profile of Miller Lite, Bud Light, but like there's no one out there is gonna like say that they don't like consistently make the same beer. And that is a certain skill in and of itself.
Certainly.
Right.
Like
I don't know much about brewing beer, but I've been told it's harder to make those types of beers than it is like your craft beers that you get now. Which is it's the other way around with cannabis. So it's kind of funny how that works.
It is fun. I mean, but there's the industrialization aspect of it too. I guess that's where it's funny because you are correct. Like a lager, a pilsner, definitely a tougher style of beer to make than an IPA. But when you have a massive facility and the craft, the word craft in beer is used as like how many barrels a year do you produce kind
scale.
of thing. And it's like, it's more just about scale, not like
Sure.
quality really even.
Like,
Yeah,
I guess
but
I'm
you could
realizing,
probably say the same thing about cannabis. Like how many people that are doing it on a craft level that are creating the best flower out there, they're generally the smaller facilities. Now there are exceptions
Yeah.
to every rule. There are exceptions to every rule, but generally speaking, right? It's the smaller operations. Just because once you start, it doesn't matter what business you're running. Once you get bigger, it's harder to keep the same quality at a different scale. It
Yeah,
just it doesn't work.
100%.
Doesn't matter what you're fucking doing.
Yeah, it's inversely
why
proportional. Yeah.
Got to
Well-
grow your own if you want to grow that fucking tie, right? How long did that
was-
take?
That was surprisingly short. That was 10 weeks. That one. It was fun. You know,
Even 10
no big deal.
acres, man. I don't think many facilities are going to opt to grow that
No,
over.
no,
8
no.
acres.
And that was short. You know, that's short for that type of a variety. You know, Cozy Toad, shout out Cozy Toad from our Discord grew one, and that took 14 weeks. You know,
Wow.
so
14
you
days.
would have to I guess on the market basis, you would have to like figure out the power and the time invested and then charge accordingly. That's why I think an ounce would go up to like, you know, $500-600 or whatever. But with the theme of the show, like you're saying, like I love what you guys do, and we try to do the same thing, is just educate people on how to grow your own, because it's relatively affordable these days, even though like $2,000 is a lot of money. But that's kind of like the range, right, of getting into a good tent with all your extra stuff is $1,000 to $2,000.
And a good light. Yeah.
I would push back on that a little
even
bit.
cheaper,
I mean,
man, I'd say.
I mean, yeah, you
$600?
can certainly go cheaper. Yeah, I mean, so I
I
know.
got this 3x3 here that I just bought from AC Infinity. It was like $120.
Okay.
I mean, you could. I've priced kits out for friends. You can set up a 2x2, 3x3 for like $500-600.
Yeah, you know
Yeah,
what's going
we're
to
on
happen
that
though?
size. Yeah, I'm with you there totally.
You're going to like the hobby, and you're inevitably going to upgrade to a bigger tent anyway. So you're going to spend more money overall
Yeah,
when you
but you know
start
what?
by buying something that's inadequate.
And
At
you
that
get two
point,
tents.
you might as well have 2 tents going.
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
right.
So that's
And at that
what-
point, you might as well have
You're gonna
three.
want a
so.
seed starting area or a veg area.
True.
Yeah.
I still use my 2x2. The first tent that I got and thought I could squeeze 5 plants in because I was a fucking idiot.
Listen,
Same,
2x2
that's
is
what-
a great little tent. It really
100%.
is.
It is, yeah.
I've been doing all my pollen chucking in a 2x2. It works great.
Like most people,
Hell
if they're smoking flower, if they do it right, can produce enough medicine for themselves all year round in a 2x2.
You think? You think that's
Yep.
big enough?
Sure. I mean, dude, we had Flo Grown on, man, and he was talking about the real Mr. Flo Grown. Shout out. 1 pound in a tent in a 4x4. You know, so to your point, yeah, I mean, scale that down, but do the same techniques in a 2x2. You
Yeah.
could certainly cycle your crop throughout the year if you
If
were.
you do it right, you can hit over 2 in a 4x4 all day long.
Maxed out a
There you
2x2. You could probably, what, in one crop, I'm thinking.
One crop, you can do easily 2 pounds in a 4x4. Ask me how.
What about a 2x2?
2x2, I've never done it that small, but you could easily do a pound in a 2x2.
It's me like cocoa and perlite and 4 EC of salts.
No, you don't want to go that high.
Dude, I don't know.
I don't give a
I
shit
would
what-
listen, I don't think anyone's pulling a pound out of a 2x2.
There's no
With
reason
like
why
a-
you couldn't.
Is this a challenge? Hold on.
I think it is, honestly.
All right, 5.0
know,
Athena coming at
Pull a
you.
pound out of a 2x2. I mean, you win my utmost respect. I would say a half pound is reasonable, but just owning a 2x2, I know what that thing would look like, fucking scrogged out or whatever, wall to wall. Like, you can't even fit that big a light in a 2x2. I don't think you're going to be
No.
able to. I don't know.
I'm with you.
Again,
You can't really get more than 100
I
water.
challenge anyone to pull a pound out of a 2x2.
Ooh, that's a
But-
fun challenge.
That's what I'm saying.
It is
We
a
need to.
fun
I think
challenge.
this. I think we need to make
Just
this
a
a thing.
standing challenge.
Just an all-time standing challenge
Yeah.
between both
You need-
podcasts. Like, just,
Listen,
Yeah.
you pull a pound out of a 2x2, you can come on the podcast and tell us all how you did it.
I
There
bet
you
you
go.
could. I bet you could easily get 3/4 of a pound without. even
That's not
trying.
the challenge, sir.
It's pretty damn close.
I think
So
you
you
can
have
do it.
to-
I
The
think.
challenge is 1 pound.
I think it can
So
be
you
done.
have to-
I do.
You'd have to max out your space, right? So you would still need airflow. So I wonder if you could put like fans in the bottom blowing up from the bottom. That way you could still have like a thick canopy and just run air through it.
That.
Nobody
and,
ever said it was
16
half the size.
Ounces. It's like the big Tex challenge. If
And-
you get into this 72-ounce steak challenge, if you don't finish, it costs you $150. But if you do, and that means finish every bite, right? Like it's free. But that means literally you finish the whole fucking steak. Leave no bite unattended.
I want a steak too now.
It's
Thanks.
it's if you
I know,
throw
I'm so
200
fucking
watts in
hungry.
there, it's only a little bit over 2 grams a watt.
Right on.
You could do supplemental
now-
lighting
now
underneath.
listen,
too.
side lighting.
I
Listen,
want to see it. I
side
know.
lighting.
We're all
All right.
thinking of our strategies individually now. It's
side
fun.
Let's
lighting.
open a Discord channel and
All
we're
right,
gonna
yeah.
do this.
There you
I'm
go. I
convinced-
will make it ASAP.
Yes.
2x2. What is it? Pull a pound out of a 2x2
Yeah,
challenge?
pull a pound challenge.
The
And what's-
forever challenge.
We're immediately disqualified for bud rot, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Ju-
right.
Just
You
so you
are.
know, this is extremely hard to quantify because anybody could fucking fake that. Like,
Oh, yeah, sure.
it was a pound. You know, hey Billy, step on that scale a little bit. You know.
Oh, I know. Even pictures. Sometimes I wonder too. When
Maybe-
I'm like,
okay,
I'm
I'll tell
looking
you
at
what,
people's.
You have to have video proof
Yeah.
of the weigh-in.
I'd like to see somebody max out a 2x2. I don't personally own one, but it'd be pretty fucking cool.
And we're talking dry weight too, not like
Not
Yeah.
like the police do when they bust you and weigh your fucking shit.
Yeah.
Let's get it wet. Let's get it wet first. Hold on.
I'm trying to picture that. You would have to schwaz it. You would have to take like almost all the leaves off, or do like if you could do it. You could do an aqua valve in a tray with cups.
Wait, hold up. Are
and
you telling away how to do it?
Yeah, don't give away your secrets.
Wait, hold up, dude. Like
Listen, I'm already about.
I know.
I'm al-
Everyone's thinking of how they would
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it
yeah.
right
I-
now.
Yeah, we might do like a
I-
grid
listen,
of solo
I don't-
cups and just bottom.
I
would
don't
have
want
to-
to hear about it
Helpful
until
hints.
you pull a pound out of a 2x2.
It would have to be a sea green method. Small pots, multiple plants.
Yes.
Yeah, I
yes.
don't know if I don't think you could do it with one plant in that.
I'm telling you,
size.
dude. Side lighting. Side lighting.
You know, little cola.
CO2
CO2.
You just pump
In a
that-
2x2.
in a 2x the
Thing's gonna
the
fucking-
CO2x2.
And then one of
That'd
those
be the
like
trick. That
one of
does-
those like CO2 the shake up bottles, right? The TNB bottles that might
Fucking
work in that
hysterical,
small of a
man.
space.
You get you like 6 TMB bottles.
Yeah.
It's so funny. All right,
theory.
I challenge thee.
The open challenge has been set.
Yeah.
Good luck to all.
The force be with you.
Yeah,
I don't
of course,
even like
man,
Star Wars.
seriously. Pick like, and it's. I don't know. I definitely try to do autos. I mean, I think that'd be.
Yeah.
No, maybe not. If you got a high yielding photo cut, again, I
Well,
don't
the
know.
photos you could trim and
cares
you could,
unless
you
you
could
do it.
queue up. You could
You
like
can take
queue
your
up your
time,
run
yeah.
with photos a lot. But I think like photos are easier to reach a target with than autos. I think autos take much more skill to hit a target.
You have
Well,
a
the
much
thing
higher
about autos
probability.
too is they're a bit unpredictable. Like you can get
Yeah.
yourself in a pigeonhole real quick in a fucking small tent. You're like, fuck, what do
Yeah.
I do? You know,
Totally.
'cause get unruly quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you guys go
This
back
is
and
funny.
forth on debate, but I think it's harder to grow autos, honestly. I think it's much more challenging.
Yeah, I think it can be because you can stunt them a lot easier and fuck it up.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, I agree.
But we got to do this challenge. This is fun. I love it.
I'm still contemplating my.
I've actually
strategy.
got
How
a
will
little
I do
grid of
this?
cups in a 2x2 right now because I'm bringing up photo reg seedlings for a future run. So I had to do a whole grid of them. I'm doing a few different strains, but it looks funny in a 2x2 because it's all these just like little, they're a couple weeks old right now. But if I let them go, I could theoretically do what we're talking about.
Do it.
Theoretically.
Do an open pollination of tiny plants in a little
Fuck yeah.
space like that. That would be funny.
I mean, how else could you do it?
Do it, man. Fucking do it.
Yeah, imagine that. Well, they would either get root bound and stay small, or they would stretch like crazy.
I do find when you put plants in a small pot and try to keep them tiny, they end up like narrow but taller than they usually would
Yep.
be.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
no
exactly
side
what
branch.
you're looking for though when you're doing
Yeah.
that method.
Yeah, it'll restrict the side branching.
You just want one big fat cola going up.
Yeah.
That's it. Yep.
Mhm.
So the couple of pollen chucks I've done in a small space like that in cups and let them like fully grow and get seeded out, but in a solo cup. I just look for ones that have any side branching at all, and then what the ratio of that is compared to the other ones, because they're not going to get, big. But then if you take those seeds and grow them out later, those are the ones that will.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
So
have to restrict themselves because otherwise it's as above, so below, right? So if if it's outside and she's got big old stretchy arms and she's got roots that are this big, one big gust of wind comes over and she's going to fall right over. So she has to have that support out to support herself. Well, if her roots can't go much beyond that, then the plant's not going to grow beyond that.
But yeah, I would say if you get a plant with side branching in a small pot, like hang on to that one. Like that's a good specimen.
That makes sense. I never thought of
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
They're very
especially
smart.
with like pheno hunting in a small space. If you got
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's hard. I find it challenging to
got your
distinguish.
2x2, and you're gonna do a 100-plant pheno hunt, but put them all in Dixie cups.
There's a guy I've talked about him before. I think it's like stunted art or something like that. He grows autos in like tiny ass cups. Like fucking Dixie cup shit. Like,
Really?
Yeah, like he does some
funny.
pretty cool shit. Like it's art. It's definitely art.
So he stunts the shit out of them in funny kind of
Yeah.
cool ways.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's got
Watering 10 times a day.
Yeah, so with like I
So he
remember one of
tortures
his
autos.
pretty much he tortures them. Yeah, we've talked about this before. I think that's how G3 put it. He tortures them. But it's for the love of art. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
fuck.
pretty
He's
funny.
intentionally trying to do it, unlike a lot of other people. So
Cool.
I want to try that now.
He
Like
knows
with
exactly how
with
to stunt them, and he does it.
yeah.
nice.
Well, I mean, it ain't hard to throw that
No.
shit in the tiny ass
You
fucking
can
pods.
breed
It ain't
on
going.
wrong.
Where's it fucking going? Nowhere.
So you mean like those little the mini red party cups that are like
Yeah.
one? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Those are awesome. That would be fun in like a tray to grow on the mat. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
just
just
make a
lay them
grid,
all the way across.
little mini sea of bonsai green.
It's funny too because there's people like ripping him all the time, like you fucking loser, grow a real plant. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? You know, he's just like fuck you, man. Like he's having fun doing it. It's pretty cool. So
I hate people
I
that talk
respect
shit like that.
The toxic grower.
stunted art, and he has almost 48,000 Instagram followers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should check
I mean,
him
it's
out.
kind of magic to be able to get a plant to grow
Oh hell
in
yeah, dude.
something that small in the first place, but then to have it grow enough that it can get into like flower in later
does some
stages
in-
of life. Anybody else does that,
That's
and the plant's gonna
bonsai.
die.
Oh, cool.
yeah.
How cool, man. Yeah, that's
He does
awesome.
some impressive work.
That
you
one
know?
looks like a
That's
menorah.
cool. It does.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's some serious
Doesn't-
skill.
Yeah.
What? Oh yeah, dude, he's got it figured out. Oh, I like how the twists.
Cool.
That's cool.
Those
Yeah.
are
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing
Yeah.
he gets them that big in the size pots that he's got.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah, it
Yep.
is.
These actually look like solo cups.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Solos. I mean, I've seen. I wonder how small. I wonder how small people have gone in like
Yeah.
full term. Like, what's the smallest?
He's definitely
container
done
you
them in
can put a plant
shot
in?
glass.
Yeah,
Like
I've
them
seen
both.
grows in shot glasses before.
Yeah,
You know, there's
can
little
we do a-
medicine
how
Dude,
about
look
a
at these
thimble?
colas though, and solo cups.
Oh.
Big
Is that-
fat
That's-
fucking.
yeah, that is
Oh, yeah.
impressive. Very
Yeah, you can
impressive.
do.
When you have more
Get an
beans
ounce.
than space.
Very impressive.
Yeah,
I think
wow.
if you had a constant feed watering system, you can get an ounce per cola out of something like that, or at least
I wouldn't doubt it because I've pulled ounces out of solo cups with photos before. So yeah, 100%.
So that's how you could do a pound. You just need
That's how you do the pound and the 2x2. Right?
Yeah.
Hey, maybe.
challenge on.
You guys are all gonna like make me regret this challenge, aren't you? It's gonna be the 5 pounds in a 2x2 real quick.
Did I hear somebody
so-
say? I heard somebody say thimble a few minutes ago. That would be fucking hilarious, like an actual
Yeah,
thimble.
like-
Could you
Yeah,
get
how I mean that how small could you of a container
don't
could
even
you
know if that is
theoretically
it.
grow a plant in?
Yeah,
I don't know if that would even work.
there's little medicine things that on the
Now we're
the
talking crazy.
cough syrup lids.
Or yeah,
Well,
like a,
but
like
what
a
if
2 mil glass vial.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing.
what if it's in really just like a suspended solution
That's not
of
the
like
same.
nutrient water?
That's
It's
hydro.
really it's I mean essentially it's hydro, but like how small of a
The pot size
netting
doesn't matter
thing
at
do you
that
need
point
then?
because I've
It's-
used 2-inch net pots to grow monster plants in hydro before. It doesn't.
so gotcha.
Yeah.
But if you restrict that, yeah, I mean I guess you can't really. All right. Heard.
Getting silly. You get a little tiny glass jar with like a 16-inch or 16th inch air hose running into it. You know, little bubbles coming up and like a 6-inch plant. Like, that would be
That'd
awesome.
be funny as shit. So many ways to do it, man.
Oh man, how about beakers?
What-
I feel like beakers would be fun. Like you could get those real long ones, and like you could have the soil way down and have it grow out, and do some fun stuff with that.
That would look cool
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
filled
Awesome.
like a
Like those
You
little vials, you know, like those little skinny ones. You could
beaker.
Mm-hmm.
you could see the roots and all.
Are you talking about?
Grow it in a bong.
Oh, dude, yeah, exactly. something
That's
like
kind
that.
of what I'm thinking, like a beaker bong shape.
Yeah.
Like this, right?
I've
yeah.
there you
seen
go.
that done before. That's pretty fucking cool looking. Why not?
Why not?
So what are you guys excited about growing right now?
I'm excited
Oh.
about getting the joint custody grow off going.
Yeah, we gotta
Grow
grow
along.
along.
I think I'm the
Oh, yeah.
last person on the planet who hasn't received his fucking beans yet. Thank you. US
I
Postal
haven't gotten
Service.
mine either. He's I know he sent ours on the same day, Monster. And, yeah. So
All right.
Right.
hold
I
on.
got mine
According-
yesterday. So
according to-
hopefully yours will
according
be
to you-
here like tomorrow.
Yeah, USPS said Monday. And here we are
Well, that's
sitting
the
on
problem.
Tuesday.
Oh,
Damn it.
That's your first problem.
Well, yeah, I mean, we have this grow along going on. You guys are welcome to come on in if you have any room in a tent anywhere. All you need is one plant to enter. And yeah, Joint just had this awesome drop. You know,
Nice.
cool new stuff. Everyone's been posting what they got. I've been seeing a lot of that black bourbon. And the cherry slimeade, some of that grape juice, gangsta grape,
yeah, a couple Hubba Bubbas in there
Hubba
too.
Bubba. Yeah, like now that I think about it, I think most of them are represented.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot in there.
It's very
It's gonna
cool.
be great.
Very cool.
But-
Can't wait.
Still room, so come
Yeah.
on.
I might jump on board. Hey, Other Bird,
Hell
what do you
yeah,
got?
dude.
You got any? I know you got the orange juice, right? Early Bird does, I think. I think he's got the
What, the
OJ.
joint?
Which one? What do you have of his? What do you have? Hey, can it be anything of his? Or does it have to
No,
be-
unfortunately,
Ah,
it's
damn.
got to be from the new stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I know. There's some of us do have the older ones laying around too, but
Yeah, I forget which
It's like-
seeds I got from
Is
him.
it peanut butter and Jesus or something?
the Supreme Leader, perhaps.
PB and Cray. Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
Oh.
Peanut butter crazy.
If anybody listening
it
wants
might
to
be
join
needs
too,
to be a strain name.
you can join till the 29th of November.
I think it's Cushion OJs that I got from him.
That's it. That's
a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
peanut
good
butter
one.
too, right?
Well, but yeah, the got to be part of the new drop, but
That's cool.
you are all welcome to get in on it. If,
There's a link to
if you're
join
welcome,
site.
Yeah. Grab
I'm
the link.
unfortunate.
Oh, has he still got beans? Are they still for sale right now?
Yeah,
I believe you
yeah.
still have some, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, there's like the peanut butter line and the grape line, and then there's
Nice.
all these awesome variants within each.
Yep.
So
Peanut butter.
Nice.
prizes, of course. We got prizes. We got like a couple like operating procedures now. You know, our first grow along.
Cool.
So
I love
Cool.
it.
figuring it out.
Fuck yeah,
Yep.
dude.
Yeah, it
Rules
was Joint's
are
idea. And
posted.
we just
Took
said,
you long
let's
enough.
do it.
I know.
Well,
right?
we're just a bunch of disorganized stoners. You know what I mean? You guys are lucky we can even jump on here every Tuesday and fucking produce a fucking show. Shit.
I know.
Hey,
I
man.
can't believe we figured out how to operate this technology to the point where we can communicate with all you fine folks.
Yeah, this is pretty nice. This is fancy. Super fancy.
Y'all are legit,
Mhm.
man. That intro.
That intro was like I was getting goosebumps going into this shit. I was like, God damn! Like I'm about to get blasted off. Is what that was cool, man. That was cool. Yeah, you got
Glad
that
you
on
like.
point, man. Yeah, that working good.
I'm curious to what
Thanks,
sound
man.
clip is going to be attached to the intro of the audio version.
Oh,
Oh Lord,
that is a question. That is a good question.
People do look forward to that.
Don't spoil it.
But
It's
listen,
I
always the
never know,
secret
man.
to
I
everybody
never
except
know.
Cap, and he decides like last minute.
real quick though,
Yeah,
we got
I
we
do.
got a decent amount of people in here watching.
Word.
Make sure you subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, help us grow on YouTube, get this show out to more people.
Yeah.
Because if you're
Like,
watching
share,
the
and
show,
subscribe.
yeah, look, every YouTuber says it because it helps them get the show out to more people. If you like watching us, it's a fucking no-brainer.
Well,
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it takes
you
2
know what
seconds.
I'd rather you do is go like, go drop comments in other places on the internet about our show, like Reddit, like
Spread the word.
I don't know, places where other people talk about weed. Go let them know we exist.
Yeah.
Well, I remember for a minute, anytime you ordered anything from Autopot, you'd get a little card with you guys on it.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah, we should ask if they could roll another one of those out. That'd be fun.
That was cool.
It's a good strategy, man. Anytime you can get more content outside like the application layer of the internet, like you're saying, on just websites or forums or whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good strategy.
For
We
sure.
don't do any of this stuff.
No.
We're like the complete opposite.
Yeah. But
People
gonna
use
say, like-
hashtags. That's all people do nowadays anyway.
It's okay,
Yeah.
Badger. We can be your dirty little secret.
Hey, Badgie. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, the grow long is exciting. That's really cool. We've done a couple, but I will say, not really so much a shit show, but just as like they just kind of peter out, and everybody shares their photos, and we all see what everybody did, and we pat each other on the back, and then we just move on.
Yeah. You know what?
Basically.
I will agree with the shit show part because we thought about this for a while and tried to, then so when I was like, oh, we'll be diplomatic about it. I'll give people dates to choose. Okay, cool. I give people dates to choose. Everybody's pissed off. I want even though so
But I got a
then
haircut.
Joint Hemp came up with the right idea. He's like, let him just start whenever, up till the 29th. Okay. That seemed to make a lot of people happy. So cool.
Yeah.
And then listen, I love you guys, but some of the questions just like, come on now, like this is basic shit. But yeah,
Pop your fucking seeds.
Pop the beans.
just pop the beans.
Have
Pop the beans
fun.
and grow 'em.
Those
Don't
are
worry
the
about
first two rules of the
Yeah.
grow along: is pop
Like-
the beans and have fun.
Just grow it.
Just grow it. Exactly. That's like fucking Nike slogan.
Just pop it.
It's gonna be fun.
I think the first grow along I did was the Mango Smile grow along with the girls on the grow.
Girls on the grow. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we definitely did quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Yep, they were super
It was fun.
I missed them.
That was fun.
It's a great community
about this.
builder.
It is. Brings everyone together, gets people
Uh-huh.
hyped about the same thing.
Got me
Great.
addicted to Mango Smile.
Yeah. How can you not be addicted to Mango
It's so
Smile? I mean,
good.
come
It
on.
It
It's the
really
best.
is. It really is.
My favorite.
Well, yeah, everyone out there, if you're listening, if you're just a lurker, just a listener, you are still welcome.
Always.
But that means you do have to come into the Discord. You do have to at least make a screen name. You can lurk all you want. You don't have to post nothing except plant pictures once a week. That's all.
Yeah, just peek your head
That's
in.
all.
It's not scary, I promise.
That's it.
Yeah, just crack the door a little
Yeah, we got the link for you. It's on the website too, cultivationconversation.com.
I don't even know if our link works.
bit. It doesn't have to fucking time.
You hush
Just
your
work on
mouth.
that. Work on that
I said you
SEO, man.
hush your mouth.
That's a lot of rules, he says. There's literally no rules.
Yeah.
I know you're just joshing.
Badger's always got at least a couple of funny comments.
It's funny, man.
I love that dude.
But yeah. What else you guys got going on?
Well, I think I see. I'm in between grows right now. I had my first encounter with spider mites. That sucked. Yeah, I mean, it was really not that big a deal cleaning it up. It was just a pain in the ass that it happened, and I had to throw a bunch of shit away. So
It happened mid-grow.
yeah, it was at the end. We had brought some stuff from like the locals, like farmers market, like yeah, and it was like some flowers or something that were really pretty, and we were like, oh, let's bring those in, and yeah,
You put them in your tent?
No, they were in the kitchen. Somehow they made it in here because we saw.
Oh
we
yeah,
saw
you
them.
get
They were
one on
coming-
you,
Yeah,
and
that's
you
what
can
happened.
bring it in super easy.
That's what happened. Yeah, and
On a sleeve.
they were coming out of the plant in droves. Like they were
jeez.
just and like I was like shit, and there was like actual webs and shit. Like it was like a horror movie.
That's
Because it was but it is what it is. But I got that
I feel
straight.
like that's every grower's biggest fear.
Yeah, and it wasn't as bad
Spider
as I.
mites are a pain in the ass,
Yeah.
but that's nothing. Get like broad
Bud
mites
rot.
or russet mites.
Yeah,
Yeah, good luck
Yeah.
getting rid of those. Like,
Yeah, I made out.
Seeing
Okay.
I think like seeing your plants like covered in webs.
It's sad.
The thing
Yeah.
about spider
Yeah.
bites too and webs is like, all right, if you're not paying attention to them, I mean, you can see damage mid grow, but the webs usually don't come until like like towards the last couple weeks, like when you think you're good.
Yeah,
that-
that's what happened.
Yeah, that's exactly how that's like their life cycle. And then like
Assholes.
I've seen it firsthand, man. I walked into some gnarly shit before. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
laughed. I'm like, well, it was going to happen someday. I'm glad
at-
to tackle this now.
At that point, there really ain't much you can do or should do at that point.
No,
Just cut
man.
it down.
But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah.
What if you were a big corporate grower that got
happened.
spider mites? Would you just turn that shit into distillate?
Probably.
Yeah,
sick.
probably.
Probably,
That seems legit. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
That's gross, dude.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They ain't tossing it. I can tell you that.
No, they definitely
That's
ain't,
fucking
dude.
gross.
No, they're not.
They like put it in like a microwave first to kill them, and then
My shit went in the trash.
extract the it's just gross to think about.
Yeah.
But like, I guarantee fucking
might
to
not.
you, they ain't throwing away a whole room of that stuff.
Nah.
Yeah, the worst part of it was losing Moonstone. That sucked because she was growing her, and everything was good. Yeah, it was a beautiful plant, by the way, Rudy. It really was.
Wait. We got
Right
this is a rabbit hole I like.
here we go.
We got spider mites are a fed plant.
Oh, here we go.
Are we talking about
Matt, you
like,
fucking would come in here and say that shit.
like Lyme disease was like engineered by the government and
Well, that is true.
I
spread?
think that's
Or
what he's
crack,
driving at. Yeah.
crack
Is it?
cocaine.
Yeah, crack cocaine. Yeah.
We have the documents.
I think like Monsanto or Bayer put out hops that like an engineered form of hops latent viroid.
Oh yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
It
positive.
would make sense from like a corporate espionage standpoint to do that.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that have suggested that they're responsible for the HLV,
I 100% believe
like
that.
in cannabis. So
No shit.
Yeah, they're all gaining a function
It's
of
a
things.
it's a bioengineered like virus. Fuck.
yeah, that they've probably genetically engineered their crops to withstand.
Yep.
Like oh yeah, you're like they have that like Roundup ready crap, right?
Yeah.
So they can like turn a gene on and off. in
Who the fuck
certain
knows what these
things.
fucks are capable of?
These goddamn globalists. They run amok.
Wow.
That is.
Fucking are, man.
We have to stop them, folks.
Alex Jones.
Turning the
right.
frogs gay.
What was that?
Turning the frogs gay.
Turn the frickin' frogs gay. We have the documents.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, we do.
We have for years.
That's my favorite line is we have the documents.
Yeah. Like what documents? Like somebody documented the fucking frogs gay. I mean, being
Yeah.
gay. Like, give me a fucking break.
Fluoride, man.
It's funny, man.
Fluoride.
I don't think I have that on my soundboard.
Surprised it took us an hour and 10 minutes.
Unfortunately, I don't. Here, we'll
Marijuana's bad.
I don't think
Not
so.
quite.
No, you
Not
need the
quite.
Price is Right losing horn for that one.
We need a switchboard like that. That's not fair.
We get that.
We had a switchboard like that at one time, but it was all digital. I need to do something.
I could help you.
handy
I
as
got a
hell. Yeah, I need
program
help
for
with
mine
that.
now. It just all runs on the computer. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I definitely need help. I've been collecting the sound bites, but I can't do anything with them.
Do you have a treasure trove of sound bites too, Cap? How many are in yours?
I have some good ones, but I need better ones now that I'm thinking
Not a lot.
about it.
Like just probably like 11, 12 gigs.
I want a button.
Just the whole iPod Classic worth.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy.
Probably good advice if you have shit for brains.
Best one ever.
Classic.
Yeah, right.
The classic.
Best one ever.
But yeah, like in all honesty, think there's any like not conspiracies in the community right now, but like can we talk about some like fringe grow science, like what's being you tell me, guys. I know you're into some weird shit. Electroculture, fucking
Yeah, electroculture is one.
singing near plants.
Ether.
Sure.
Well, we talked about that already, singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fun
Well,
episode.
Yeah, shout out Chris from the Fertile Current at the Fertile Current.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Would you say there's any validity there? Anything
100%.
going on?
100%. Absolutely. I mean, it's basically proven outside of sort of like a lab setting. But yeah, like that's I would say if we can push that episode where we had Chris on from the Fertile Current, because he is a commercial vegetable farmer and he sells his crops to like 4-star restaurants, like super high-end restaurants get these vegetables, and he's got like legit full farm running electroculture with like 25-foot antenna on flagpoles that run down to a ground wire that goes underneath the garden south to north, and that creates an increased ionic capacitance in the soil so that it can exchange energy and nutrients, and it fixes nitrogen. It does a whole bunch of stuff. It reduces the production of ammonia, so it reduces red light on the spectrum that attracts pests, and so it actually doesn't attract pests. It reduces the things that bring the pests into the soil.
Holy shit.
But yeah, you run this field around your plants, just kind of harnessing what's already there. It's the telluric currents, so to speak, running from the equator to the poles. So they go from south to north, or if you're in the South Pole, it's north to south. But interesting. Like, so it was something I learned about it that I thought was interesting is it's not like taking a copper spiral and shoving it in your pot. It doesn't really do much. Like, it's cool, you know. It's cool, and I think you can, to a certain extent, sort of focus your intent on that, like you could with a crystal, so to speak.
Okay.
But to actually harness this this voltage from the atmosphere, you need an antenna to be at a certain height, and you need a ground wire to actually run the current through the ground.
Huh.
Yeah.
So it's like an atmospheric current.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Cool.
It's
cool.
it's an energy that's always
ever present Earth energy that
The ether.
interesting. Yeah.
Yep, and all you need to do to stimulate these properties in the soil is a very low voltage. So we're not talking about something. We're not talking about like free energy necessarily, although I like talking about that. But this is more about just like an existing low level, really low voltage that you run through the soil. But the benefits of it are like all over the place. It does a whole bunch of stuff. And if you take a beat and look up, electroculture photos, you'll see some from the early 1900s where there were farmers that have like 18-foot bean plants and things like this, where they were growing. There was a period of time, late 1800s, turn of the century, where it was pretty widely known and a lot of people used it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
well, that was also the time where like they were using radium as nail polish and like Listerine as like a douching agent. So like I don't know, take that all with a grain of salt. Like people in the 1890s like had no fucking idea what like the modern substances that were just invented or like any of this newfangled technology were capable of or could do at all. So I don't doubt that there are people who like experimented. I just wonder if it was,
well, here's the thing.
I'm skeptical.
Here's the thing though, with all the stuff that was happening back then too, the ether and all that, they were studying that shit. And there was an entire like section dedicated to like our science to this whole phenomenon, like they had a whole thing for it. And then all of that's just been taken out. Like they just erased it basically completely. You should go down that rabbit hole. The idea that the technology used to give me a look.
Oh, just to
I'm not giving you a look.
so I would have to agree that like like the cultivation of plants and crops in general, like the farming practices have all been like steered towards using chemical fertilizers and that type of methods from a long time ago. Like they definitely kind of like they rounded up the competition and they silenced them.
They did.
And that happened a long time ago. So in a lot of different aspects of modern life, you will find that actually like, happened.
It got lost, and it needs to come back. So, the more people find out about it and know that there is something to it and that it's helping and it could help.
Interesting.
And that's the thing about it. It needs to get out there more. Like it needs
I don't want to overhype this one person, but really, like, if you check out the Fertile Current on Instagram, he's very well explained videos with like charts and graphs and whiteboards, kind of showing the principles, and then you get to see the results too, like the actual vegetables that grow from it.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, it was really interesting to see that like fully put into practice.
It is neat. It's really cool.
And he sells his kits.
Yeah. Yep. You can get stuff right from there.
Now, aside from electroculture, any other hidden technology of the?
I do like the messages on the water, like
realm.
I don't know if you're familiar with. I think his name was Emoto. Japanese scientist who put like different messages on water, and then when you would freeze the water, you could see the crystallization of the water molecules would sort of reflect whatever the message was. So if it was hate, they would be all jumbled up, but if it was love, it would be like a perfectly symmetrical star. Like these kinds of ideas. Like, and that
was like images.
Like the patterns reflect the message of the words that you put on the water, the intent that you put into the water, basically. So, but when you write,
intent even.
Yeah, so like writing is a form of magic.
Words have meaning.
Talking about. Yeah. So when you write something down and you put it on an object, your intent is sort of like cemented into that. So you can, like, just as a simple example, I'll take tape and write, love, healing, strong roots, whatever good sort of ideas that I can think of to get into my plants, and put that on the reservoir. Yeah. And so that's now on a molecular level structuring the water so that it's carrying that intent through to the actual roots.
Yeah.
So that's pretty out there.
Shit. So you can give messages to your plants that way? You can secretly
Kind
communicate?
of. It's also, I mean, you partly have to be involved in it as well. I think originally the water was placed in like subway stations in somewhere in Japan, I think. And so like one would have I love you written on it and another one would have I hate you on it. And so people, when they saw these and read them, they would have a feeling about that, an intent towards the water, a vibrational shift. And so then they froze the water and looked at it through a microscope to see what it looked like. And the crystals in the water formed these different patterns or were like really yucky and gross. And so by him putting that sign on his reservoir, when he sees that, not only is the written word there, but also he sees those in his feelings and intent towards that, strengthen that as well.
Yeah.
So his whole study was based on if the human body is like 75% water and other people are walking around and feeling these things about you or judging you or thinking things about you without really knowing you, just based on your outward appearance, it affects you on a molecular level.
Yeah. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Now think about everybody drinking cans of liquid death with skulls on them.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't think about that.
Words have power. Amazing.
Yep.
Y'all thought it was just a joke.
Yep.
Think again.
But I think that I do.
They're programming your molecules to die on a molecular level.
You just broke it all. Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
Literally liquid death.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah. But it's just
Where did
water,
Monster
right?
Go?
But it's just water, right?
Yeah, right. Just the source of
Just
all
water
life on
with
planet
bad
Earth,
intentions.
Or it's just a cheeky marketing angle. Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. But you're just buying water. But is that all you're doing?
I wonder if they did that study on like Cybertruck owners, would they find that their molecules were all screwed up? Because people look at them and are like, oh, it's the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah, their molecules are fucked.
Yep.
Sure. 100%. Yeah. Yeah, but people were all affected by each other's intent way more than we think about.
There he is.
Cybertruck owner is writing a review right now.
Yeah, that's okay.
I
don't
have
fucking
to,
hideous. I don't care what anybody says.
Right.
It
I don't know
is.
if anybody has
You're
got
a
one.
Minecraft.
Right.
To your question, Captain, I guess along those same lines, I have lately, the last 2 runs I did, I have a big, box of double terminated quartz crystals that are about, yay big, like 3-4 inches long. And I'll put those at the base of the pot in my auto pots. So if I've got my hydrogen clay pebbles at the bottom, put a crystal right on top of that in the center, and then put my medium over that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do like sort of consciously try to program that to be like, this is the healthy root zone. This is going to carry my intent for this good medicine through these plants, and sort of focus on that before I put the seeds in and get them going. And I don't have any objective like results that would say what that did, but it feels good.
Mm-hmm.
If it feels good, do it.
Yeah.
Do you have a particular crystal or stone you like to work with the most?
Yeah, I like
only just quartz, or
I do like just clear quartz, but I also agates. I'm really fond in particular with agates, especially from like the Lake Superior
You
region.
got some nice ones, dude.
Yeah, they carry like a different energy. They're formed 1 billion years ago. Really fascinating stones. So yeah, it's fun to play with stones with your plants too. Like, again, different than electroculture, where there's an objective result that you can measure and you can actually show. In this case, depends on whether or not you want to set up like double-blind experiments for yourself and try to like sort of prove it that way, or if you want to just do it for fun with fun intent. And I think that just makes your flower better, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing like
Can't hurt.
Completely.
we've talked on our show before about germinating with your own saliva. So if you pre-soak your seeds, like spit in the cup a little bit, so your saliva is in there, you're getting quantum entanglement with your DNA, with the DNA of the plant as it grows.
As it
So now
opens,
it's essentially like coded to you for your medicine.
as soon as it opens, it's like, oh, dada.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
So maybe, perhaps, in some way, it would like the cannabinoids that it would produce would be coded to the ones that your cannabinoid system would need. Like, I don't know.
Giving
It might.
You know, like the ones that would work on it.
It might.
Perhaps.
It might do that. So we know this plant is like intelligent, and we know it's ancient. And so if you get your DNA in the mix, that's where I'm like hands off. I don't know what's happening, but probably something happens. You know.
That's why you guys laughed when I would lick my cuttings. Now I am going to start putting seeds in my mouth too.
Yeah. Like roll the seed around in your mouth and then put it in your medium. Or if you like, I like to pre-soak seeds, so it's easy to just little spit in the container, basically. You know,
it's like a hybrid.
I don't have that.
Do you? Yes.
I don't know. That one's a little too far out there for me. I want to be clear. Monster does not endorse spitting on your seeds.
Do you think that it would it would help the process if I used my cum?
Oh my god!
He had to go there.
Let's be objective about it. That's an interesting thought.
Well, I mean, since you put it like that,
like, should I soak my seeds in my own cum?
What the fuck?
You're gonna have
only
to
one way to find out.
You're gonna have to try it, man.
G3's
Make
just,
sure you get that.
Make
sure you get that visual for IG.
Oh my goodness!
On the saliva angle,
folks, they've been hiding the data for years. They've known about this since the CIA experiments of the 60s, folks. We have the documents.
Yeah.
Soak your seeds in your own cum.
Oh god!
Please don't make that.
Encode your own plants to your cannabinoid system. It's proven science, folks.
The fuck.
No,
don't let the globalists tell you this can't be done.
This is like the beginning of a bad horror movie.
Yeah, right. I do think.
I guess I wasn't lying earlier when I said it was a fever dream.
This is how it should have started.
I do think.
Show me the document.
I think you're like also like for real though with the saliva thing that the enzymes actually help break down the seed shell too.
I can buy that.
I could see that.
I'm gonna change your mind on this one.
I could buy that. I don't know though. I mean, look, seeds and cuttings and stuff, they're highly susceptible to germs as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my mind goes.
But I do think the quantum entanglement thing is interesting.
That's honestly the first time I've even considered that, to be honest. I mean, I don't know, man. More far-fetched things take place in this universe, for sure.
Yep.
Do the jizz thing and come back to us. See what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, it might work better because it'd be less contamination. Think about it.
You never know what could happen. What's our saying all the time? Fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
No, not with this. No, this does not apply.
E3 does not endorse this. Fuck around
I
and
do
find
not
out.
endorse this method. No.
It's only one way for science.
No seeds were hurt in this demonstration.
Now, here's my question. Would that make them all masculinized seeds?
Now we're getting somewhere genetically. Let's see.
Oh my god. Are we really diving deeper into this?
What?
I'm gonna say nothing.
Why would they make them all
There's got to be a better. There's got to be a better rabbit hole we can dive
Why
down.
does this box say masculinized seeds? What the fuck is that? Captain Elderflower's masculinized seeds. What does that mean?
So they got rid of the bells in the early 19th.
I need a bong hit.
Trying to go somewhere without it. Oh man!
Oh my lord! Yeah, I'll join you there, man.
Yeah,
this guy. All right, let's see. Turn this card on.
So I guess like if I could I'll reel it back to the original point, I think like
Yes.
being involved with your love and your energy with your plants is like the way to go. And like if no matter how you do that,
For sure.
you know, this stuff will happen. But I do like to think about it. I think like these things are not so far fetched. Like quantum entanglement is mainstream. That was Einstein.
Yeah.
It's not even tinfoil hat type shit, you know. So
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, but not through something as crude as spit or fucking cum.
Well, I mean, I think the thing is when you break it all
Like
down.
if DNA was that simple, we'd have people doing all sorts of crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like
when you break it all down molecularly, I think it makes more sense. I don't know.
Yeah, but when you throw the word molecular in there, it just makes it sound like it makes more sense.
Well, I'm just okay. When you're talking about quantum entanglement, though, you're talking about something completely different. I mean, you're talking about energy and things you can't see anyway. So like it's all very very
Look,
it's very specific to
yeah.
I can say this
you have
much.
to go one way to go another. Like that's how that works.
I can tell you this much. I can't say that it's not true, but it just
Exactly, and that's why we're talking about it.
Yeah, and it's
amazing about it.
It's all speculation until you really like you would actually have to do a double-blind study around this and have different patients that do or don't smoke like a dozen different strains and try the saliva thing with some and some with not, you know, and then like move forward with that and record all the data to actually show if it produced different cannabinoids, you know, for different people. That would be interesting. Nobody's going to fund that.
Yeah, I think it's fun, no matter how you slice it. I mean, unless you start having problems popping beans, then I wouldn't poop. You know, it is what it is. Try it out.
Yeah. But I encourage people to check out. First of all, do all the fun magical stuff because who knows? Like Monster, to your point, like there's a certain point where it's hands off, and who knows what's really working or not. But you're just putting good intent into the thing. But I do encourage people to check out Electroculture. I think it's if you have the ability to raise a flagpole or
so that's where I dropped off. I can get down to that because that's like science that I can get behind, and that sounds more plausible to me. And I would never shoot that down. I'd like to do a little bit more research on that myself. Heard of people doing all sorts of shit like grounding their plants, right, and doing all sorts of shit. I think that there is a lot of logic there that makes sense. I don't know if it's true or not, but
sure. I mean, you've got lights over top of a wet medium that's not grounded. It's going to build up static. So I do think like grounding the pots, there's a certain thing there. But you know, don't do the power outlet grounding. Do the water pipe grounding. You know, ground it to.
It's not hard to drive a grounding rod into the ground. I do it all the time. And I mean, that's how your house is grounded. If people don't know, there's big metal rods, right? And you drive them into the ground and couple them together and tie them back to your panel. You could easily do the same thing just for your plants if you really wanted to do that experiment.
I have a copper water pipe running into my room for the irrigation in the reservoir and stuff like that. So I just put a electrical clamp on that wire. And so like if I want it, I've done 2 runs where I grounded the pots and
Instaground.
Yeah, it was interesting. Like in the first
those systems are grounded as well anyway. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if you connect to your plumbing, it's grounded. Yeah.
There are a lot of people that do hack shit though and use that as a ground.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I've come across it before. It's fucking wild, man. You know, people are taking showers and getting zapped.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah. It feels tingly, dude. It feels tingly. That's what I heard before. Coming to find out
there's a current in the water.
Yeah, because they have an open hot somewhere or even an open neutral. There's all sorts of crazy shit people do, man. People are fucking retarded when it comes to electricity. I swear to God. That's why I don't like giving out advice to people because people do dumb shit. They hear a couple of things, right, and go smoke a joint and think that they can do anything. And look, the reality is you can, but shit, it's dangerous if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, when we use Electroculture, are we harnessing like the free energy of planet Earth, like the same free energy that Tesla would have talked about?
Yeah,
essentially,
exactly. It's the same thing. It's the ether. It's what everybody was. They were writing tons of stuff on it.
What the Chinese would call qi.
Yeah,
Cheers.
The atmosphere.
Well,
Energy.
I guess you could call it that. I think technically chi is kind of sort of a different animal, but
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
we're talking about a current that runs around the planet as a feature of the planet that we live on.
So
sorry, flat earthers.
Or across. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Dude, if you're a flat earther, just get out of my show right now.
I want to be friends with flat earthers, so I try to keep them in the room. But you know,
I do too. And listen, here's the deal. I like entertaining ideas, and it's fun to talk about it. It is. That's a fun one to talk about. It can be.
Yeah, I don't know. I just want to hammer punch people.
They're lonely.
Yeah, but all
They're
the
lonely.
models are
somebody
like
to be hyped, you know.
everything does like mathematically and like logically make sense when you take it all to consideration. Like in the model that the globe believers present is more coherent than the flat earthers. To be honest,
Dude, I'm 100% on the same page with you. I just don't. I don't know. I shy away from ripping on people. But
I mean, most of the time I do, but with stupid stuff like that, I mean, let's get real. We can argue a lot of shit, and sit here and talk about a bunch of theories, but you look me in the fucking face and try to tell me the Earth is flat. Come on, man.
The thing is, they're like my people on everything else. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Honestly, I find that with some of these conspiracy theories, they are to detract from the real ones. You know what I mean?
That's another thing.
That's it's. I do find like the flat Earth stuff to be one of those conspiracies that just makes the whole scene of conspiracy believers look like a bunch of crazy people. When in fact, they're not. They're like, you know, most of the time we're the ones coming to tell you, I told you so.
Yeah.
Fucking 10 years down the line. But like, then, yeah, you got like the crazy ones, like, you know, there were no planes on 9/11. It was just holograms, that type of stuff. It's just like, come on.
One thing I think about this, if you want to look at what's dangerous or not, look at what censored or not censored, you know, it's fairly easy to, like, of course people are going to argue with me about this, but it's flat earth information is not censored online. You can find all of it, you know.
If it were a real conspiracy, they'd go through some effort to censor it for sure.
I'm sure people would make the case that it is, but anyway, yeah. So to the electroculture thing, let's go neutral and say whether it's a plane or a globe, there is energy flowing around us, you know, and we can harness that. I think that's really cool, but it's worth noting that it's kind of hard to pull off inside, was what I sort of understood from our chat with Chris over there, because you need your antenna to be up high and you need it to be outside. So it need to be like on a flagpole or on a pole on your roof. And then you would actually have to run your wire then down into your room to your pots and then run your pots to a ground from there. And in that case, you could pull it off indoors. So it's a bit complicated. I haven't tried it yet.
Let's go. Who's doing electroculture?
It's a bit of effort and money to mount an antenna and to get.
What kind of antenna is it?
It's copper. Well, you can
because they're different. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's copper with like basalt powder on the inside, with like copper wire on the top. Now we did ask the guy about lightning strikes, obviously, and he said he lives in Tennessee in like Lightning Alley, and he's got all these antenna all around his farm, and he said they've never been hit. So I thought that was fairly interesting.
I wonder if he's got like a bubble around him, kind of like a cloud buster type situation, you know, with
maybe a tinfoil hat.
Yeah, something.
This guy's
come on, somebody got the joke.
So I haven't. So true electroculture, like to get it to really work and like get the benefit of it, needs to be done that way, where your antenna's outside, you're coming to your pots, and then they're grounded, or outside where you have plants in the ground, you know, or in pots that you can then ground easily. But it's all about that air to ground interface and bringing the voltage from the air into the ground to increase the ionic capacitance of the soil.
What about just the ground idea? I've heard of that a lot of times over the years.
I don't know.
I've never personally done it.
At a certain point, I'm not sure I know enough to speak to that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting, because
Yeah.
electricity's kind of fascinating anyway. So
Yeah.
So much potential research here, guys. Anyone out there who's like listening to this, who's potentially gonna like do research on cannabis in the future when the laws prohibit such things, or I'm sorry, allow such things.
There,
Got a lot of experiments for you in this episode.
I've been meaning to do the music thing too. I actually haven't tried that yet. I just haven't bit the bullet and ordered the thing yet. But I was going to get one of those like old school boombox that you can just put on repeat that will actually stay on repeat versus like a modern device that will shut off after a while. So that you could actually leave music 24 hours a day in with your plants. I just haven't like pursued that yet. But funny enough, if you look on Amazon for like binaural beats, if you're familiar with that, ambient sounds that do different things, there's CDs of binaural beats that are made for cannabis. Allegedly, that's what they say. So
what is it, 420 hertz?
Right.
417.
I love it. I love it. It probably is. Yeah.
I can see it right now.
Yeah.
The 420 hertz.
Yeah.
Binaural beats, cannabis enhancing soundtrack.
Or it's like the numerical value of Bob Marley's name. Yeah.
Man, honestly, a lot of this stuff is it's thought provoking, and it's like it is fun. I want to believe, that kind of thing. I do really feel like if there were some substance to it, if there were really some truth there, some truthiness, a lot more people would be using these methods. You'd see them a lot more in.
Well, see, that's the thing.
I believe the whole
Everybody
music
thinks
to the plants thing, it could only be beneficial in two ways. Vibrations, right, can possibly help a plant become stronger. Same way like wind works with it, right? And then if you're physically in a room singing to the fucking plant and spitting out CO2 to it,
Sure.
playing music to it, in my opinion, I don't think could do anything. But look, it can't fucking hurt. And it's certainly cheap to fucking implicate it. And I'd love that we talk about a challenge to an experiment. I'd love to see somebody prove me wrong.
Well, there's Princeton. They did a set of experiments at Princeton where they influenced plants remotely and showed with EKG meter that they responded to different like psychic stimuli, like thoughts of harm and stuff like that. Like they would go in and cut a plant with scissors. And
I
it would
heard
spike,
about this. Yeah.
And then come back and just hold out the scissors, and it would spike in the same fashion as if it were anticipating
That's
being
fascinating.
cut. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they do respond energetically to our intent that way.
So
I believe intent and everything else, but when you take it to that level, I'm not sure if I could. You know what I mean? If the two correlate.
There was another one of those another part of that experiment where one of the scientists stepped on a spider in the hallway, and somebody else noted that the plant spiked when that happened. So it was like outside the room, they killed a spider and the plant spiked.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. Or they would cut another plant in a separate room, and same things, the plants nearby would spike.
There we go. And it all comes full circle.
No wonder why you're so fucking paranoid, dude. You got them fucking bass beats pumping in the 2x2.
So you got
in your 2x2.
So you got your bottom fed tray right at the bottom of the 2x2, and you get like 2 or 4 speakers right on each corner, so they're up out of the water. And then you could have like a wire mesh and mount your fans up where they'd be over the water, so you're blowing air up, and then get that all contained, and then you can just stack fat buds 2 feet across.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I've seen other research. I can't quote it because I'm too stoned to remember who did it, but like ones where they shot like specific vibration frequencies at plants and they responded. So I think that makes sense. But like straight music, like just throw on a fucking Metallica album for your fucking plants. Like I can't see any benefit in that. Whatever music you want, classical, whatever. I just personally, but I could be wrong. Look, if somebody proves me wrong, I'll fucking tell them. I'll say
Quite
I'm
a few
wrong.
studies
You know
on it.
You're the big green sourpuss, is what you are.
No, I listen. I can get down on certain things, but like other ones, I'm just now pretty firm on. Change my mind. You know, I'm the guy at the fucking table that meme that everybody uses. You know what I mean? Drinking the cup of coffee. This is how it is. Change my mind.
Totally, totally, man.
I'm
Yeah,
open for discussion on all that
You know,
stuff.
they say fantastic claims require fantastic proof, right?
Yeah, Tesla was more into that, so that was more his thing, and you know his shit's a little messed up, kind of how all that went down. So
Well, a lot of his stuff research is suppressed.
yeah,
for what reason could that be? I wonder.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. We'd all have free energy right now. It'd be a different thing.
Bingo.
Yeah,
Then we couldn't sell it to you.
exactly.
Oh, no,
What
you're
fun
getting,
would that be?
yeah,
Yeah.
you're getting too close now, man. Watch out.
Yeah.
It's like, how could we orchestrate like a elite class and a lower class if we can't sell you energy?
Divide and conquer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the there's definitely, like, you could call it an energy cartel.
Dude, 1,000%. I mean,
Yeah.
fucking A. If I told you what my electric bill is, you'd fucking be sick.
Oh yeah, let's not talk about that.
Mm-mm. I don't want to talk about that. It's depressing.
Yeah, same here. That's why I guess we could talk briefly about. I took your advice from the previous show that you guys were talking about power and electricity and fire, and so I've talked to a friend of mine who's an electrician, who's going to help me run a 240 to a light controller. So it takes
yeah.
it takes a 240 from a 240 breaker, and that goes to a separate box that has a relay in it, and that converts down to 110 or 120 outlets. But then there's a relay that's powered by a separate plug that you can plug into a light timer.
Yeah, and then you can power as many lights as you want on a cheap timer.
Yep, and you're
the
not
timer
running.
doesn't take any voltage. Yep, that's the way to do it. It's a lighting controller. That's the way that everybody should really do it if you got more than 2 lights.
Yeah, that's a move I'm making here in the near future.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. And the cool part about 240, right, that people don't understand is you can run the same. It uses half the amperage, so it allows you to run a thinner wire. Like you could literally run, almost the same 12 gauge wire if you really wanted to for most people's situation. But
Going 6 gauge, bro.
6 gauge, dude. How many fucking lights you hooking up, bro? Yeah.
I don't know. No, probably just 8. The box I got takes 8.
It takes 8. You're running a dedicated circuit just to that box with 6 gauge power.
No, 8 gauge.
Oh, 8 gauge. Okay, that's a lot of power, bro. It's like fucking 50 amps.
Yep. It's 50 amps, and I'll be running roughly 20, 22 amps off that. So like just sitting right at half, that makes me feel good at night. Like.
Yeah, but you might be better off. You might be a little bit better off running that feed to a sub panel, right? So, because then you could expand more on that, and then you can run a smaller feed to your light box from the sub panel. That's what I would recommend. Okay, because then you'll be able to do more with that power. If you're literally just wasting all that power.
Just wasting 25 amps. Yeah.
With a sub panel, you could use more of it.
Great point. Thank you. Right on.
You're welcome.
Because I have a portable AC there that takes 9 amps, and that I was going to run a separate GFC out of that, but I could do what you're saying and then run that off that box. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And then you'll basically have your whole grow on a sub panel with plenty of power to play with.
Yep. All right, we're doing this.
There you go. I love talking. Dude, I could geek out all day about like power requirements and all that shit.
Yeah.
It makes me horny.
Well, to your point, I totally back you up on your point where you were warning people about thinking about their electricity, because it's something that's been just kind of nibbling at the back of my mind for like a couple of months, and I was like, man, I gotta fix what I know I'm peaking out my amps right now, and everything's cool, but I basically got it to a point where I'm not tripping breakers, and that's like as good as I can say, So
hey, look, if I could make even one person just be mindful of it, then I've fucking done my job. People
Amen.
definitely
Thank you.
just
by the way.
forgetful about it. I mean, it honestly, like,
Yeah, thank you for your
I'm glad
yearly
to do it.
reminder. Like, it's very appreciated. Like, it always makes me rethink everything and kind of, it's very helpful. Thank you for that.
We talked the first time we talked about this. Cap had a fucking brilliant show title. What was it? Distribute the load, Gordo.
Oh, no, that was the fucking.
Yeah.
I think that was like the beginning of the show.
Spread the load, or
Or
something like that. Yeah.
Share the load,
Share,
Gordo.
yeah. Fucking.
Share the load.
Yeah. Yeah. Funny shit, man.
Yeah, that must have been the second time through it, because the first one
Probably,
was how to make fire without making
Oh
fire.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a classic too.
Yeah.
The
That was a
banger.
good one,
Go
yeah,
back and
it's
listen to that
classic.
one. Yeah.
But no, it's truly like every year you do
Yeah.
have like, it's like a yearly reminder, like, hey,
It's
yo,
great.
growers, check
Yeah.
your shit.
Hey, Dad.
You know, it is appreciated, because I don't really hear. I'll be honest, I hear far too few growers, like, and influencers out there talking safety.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I really like that you guys brought it up and kind of did a whole episode about it. It's awesome.
Do you use any of the AC Infinity like UIS shit or any type of automation?
Do I?
Yeah.
No. Well, yeah, no, I have. I do. I have an AC Infinity and fan with a controller, but I don't use like the system.
You don't use
You know
the
what I'm
UIS or anything.
You're not gonna
Yeah, me neither.
let
Yeah.
Skynet control your grow.
Well,
Oh,
I don't
can we,
really.
can we briefly talk about this?
It's
real
like an
quick?
AI thing. Yeah,
So
what's up
I
with
did
that?
a little research on it. I think it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah?
Yep. Like if you need that to fucking grow your weed, then just fucking go to the dispensary. I think the features are pretty cool. Like, listen, there are some really cool features in it. I think that it's good for a lot of things, but like if you buy it to use some of those cooler features, like being able to just like click a light and veg or whatever, I think that that's pretty nifty. But to be able to like use it as a crutch because you can't fucking figure out how to operate the app, it's really not that fucking hard. I mean,
Yeah. I'll tell you what I
uh,
got. I'm kind of with you on that. I have found success so far with just having. I have a portable AC. That certainly was an investment, but it's a decent one that does heat and cool.
mhm.
So I keep that on 75.
Those are the nice ones. As soon as you told me it does heat and cool, I can tell you. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of portable ACs, but if it does heat and cool, and that means it's a heat. At least it's a heat pump, so it's a pretty good one. Yeah.
So I have a window port, and I have that running to that duct with a duct, and then a 6-inch AC Infinity fan, exhaust fan, just with my temp and humidity set on the controller, so that turns on and off when it needs to. And that's all I do, and that works out fine. And then I have a humidifier for veg. That is not automated, but I just go every couple of days and refill. It's one of those ones that sits on the 5-gallon jug. Works great.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I have a tent that in there I've got some like automated fans. I use the Govee stuff. I don't know if you've heard that name, but
I have heard the name. I've never tried any of their products, but I haven't heard anything bad about them.
They're pretty
great.
good. Yeah.
they have some cool shit. I will say that both my fans just shit out on me like a couple of weeks ago.
Not really.
Shout out to Gobi.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out.
What,
Shout out.
Govee?
I
Yeah,
think
but
you
they-
can
I've had-
go on the app and get a replacement. I think on that.
I might check on that, but they're also full of pollen. So
Yeah. So, well, have you ever cleaned them? Because fans die quick from
Yeah.
not cleaning them.
yeah, I need to. I put I did clean them and then I put pantyhose over them. But they still, of course, it still got in there. So
Yeah, I don't have their fans, but I have their humidifiers and their sensors, and they're great.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say
they're
I hear their
awesome.
sensors are pretty cool.
Humidifiers
They're
are really good.
They're
too.
price effective. Yeah.
I'm a huge
yeah,
fan.
I love their little. I actually have like 5 of those little temp and humidity sensors, and that's nice because in the app, like just remotely, you can check kind of where everything's at. It's a nice base reading without
And it has
having.
and if you have an iPhone, it's a really nice like widget on the app too that you can set, and you can set up your sensors on it. It's nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then I have some cameras, like having cameras, so you can pull that up and look at stuff.
Yeah, it's cool too.
Like a Wise camera. something.
Yeah,
like
this
that?
some.
Or,
It was just some brand. Honestly, just some brand I got on Amazon called Wansview. You know, it's one of like 50 brands that do the same.
yeah.
Yeah.
It does like
Did you
time lapse
did you
photos.
did you
or-
check your fucking router log to make sure that thing wasn't backdoor into China?
Warehouse
I'm
A.
sure it is. Look, dude, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Probably they got all my shit already. Yeah,
Yeah, they got it all.
yeah. But you know,
Xi Jinping has a live feed of your tent
yeah,
personally.
yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, listen, this is some great advice from Matt Frat. Hurricanes, man. Listen, I love me some AC Affinity products.
Hurricane
Well,
gang.
it's the way to go.
Yep. I've been
They're
thinking
fucking
about
banging fans, man. They really
Yeah.
are. I've yet to kill one. And the new ones come with this new polymer blade that literally comes off and you can throw it in a dishwasher. It's
Do
fucking
what?
nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's
What's
cool.
that? Hey, what's the smallest size that comes in?
I think they come in 12 is the smallest. I could be wrong. They might be
The
smaller.
oscillating one?
I wish
Yeah.
they'd make it like a
Yeah.
12
12
or
inch
8.
is the
No.
smallest, but it's like that's even too big for a 4x4. You
It's
gotta
really
put
not.
it
If
in
you aim that
things.
shit above the light, aiming down a little bit, it's really not. I've put them in 4x4s before.
I mean, it's,
I'm gonna show you right now. I'm gonna put one of my 3x3 for this pro on.
You got with that in your 2x2.
Yeah. Back to the 2x2.
Maximum airflow.
Full circle. Yeah.
Shout out Paranoid. Shout out Paranoid Grower. I see him in the chat, but he recently set up a 5x10, and I did scope out that he's got Hurricane regular like tabletop Hurricane fans, but with those like utility kind of like construction pole clips that hold them up on the tent poles.
Mm.
So it's kind of a DIY way to get your oscillating fans up high.
he
Yeah,
has that.
I just use a
beautiful-
hose clamp. Works money.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if y'all haven't seen his setup, you need to check it out. Like it's, dude, he just finished setting it up the other night, and it looks great, dude.
Nice.
Yeah. And you
I'm
got
using
two
a
of
kiddie
the
pool
photon
for,
techs.
Oh, dude, those photon tech lights
Yeah.
look pretty fucking nice.
I did. Yep. I just got into one of those.
Price is right too.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're on a deep sale right now. It's pretty sweet. Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't believe some of
Waiting
those
for
prices.
Black
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah, it's like a way early Black Friday sale. So I did bite the bullet on that, but because I've been watching Big Green Guy use those for years, you know, and he gets great results. And sure enough, like when I turned it on, I will say like the light feels different. Like when it seems different. It's like more broad spectrum. It's nice. It's definitely noticeably better than the Mars Hydro lights that I have. Some Mars Hydro bar lights. And it's a step above those for sure. So, yeah.
Cool.
Shout out Photon Tech, I guess. Now we need to go get a coupon code.
Right?
There you go.
No free ads. No.
Well,
Shout out
I
to
think
you.
I think Photon Tech's controllers can simulate like sunrise and sunset.
Oh, word. So like an aquarium type thing. Yeah, I think I had something like that.
I wonder, how much do you think that does? Is that some overly?
Wait a minute,
I
wait a
know.
minute. Hold on. Stop. Rudy,
What?
are you seriously like denying? Like, I'm with you on this, but I just
you're
can't
the
believe.
Electroculture, man.
I
and,
can't
like,
believe you're calling
quantum
bullshit on
entanglement.
it. I fucking love it.
But you don't think spectrum of lights affects your plants all that much?
No, I think spectrum makes a huge difference. I mean, fading in and out at sunrise and sunset is what I mean.
I would 100% agree with Rudy on this one. It's complete bullshit. It looks nice and it's cool.
I just think once we're doing it inside, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from. Like I feel
What do they
like
call that? Emerson
my
effect?
I should totally be
No.
behind that. Look, it probably.
Those are
Like,
your people, Rudy.
Well, they are my.
Yeah.
I'm not talking shit. But I will. I will defend myself and say what I said was I wonder if that does anything. I'm not
Okay.
saying it doesn't do anything.
All right. We're going to have to fact check that one, but
I would love to see results, like if you could measure like the stress hormones or something in the plant while it's going on, you know.
Oh yeah.
Truth.
Because the shock, I mean, I do like to think of it in metaphors like with how we feel. You know, like if it's cold, you don't like being cold, so plants probably don't like being cold. But like when you wake up, you know, do you like having your bedroom lights fucking switched on with your eyes open? You know?
Fuck no.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say there was a big difference in when I used to be in the aquascaping for a little bit.
Oh,
And,
nice, dude.
yeah, I was really big into like ADA tanks and like doing the whole shrimp and the landscaping and all that, and having the CO2 injected into the water and all that.
The water. I love how you say water, dude. I'll never get over that.
But yeah, I used to really into that, and there was a lighting controller that you could get, and it was a big deal because it would actually make it easier on like the different mosses and stuff when it came back on the lighting and all that. It was neat. It was neat. So I think there is something to it in a way, but I mean, like I said, that's in the water. So
yeah.
But I mean, there could be something to that, in like just a low stress thing,
Yeah. But that's really cool. 100%. Like it capped to your point on the frequency stuff. I think for sure, so like plants from Colombia are going to respond to a different light frequency than plants from like Indonesia because they have different light.
Yeah.
That's baked into them.
Now that I could get behind, like tuning a spectrum right to a specific cultivar.
Where it's from, yeah.
Yeah, based on how the sun appears.
I've seen
in
a couple
the
of
sky.
light producers tout that technology. I
Angles.
I don't like. How do you quantify that data though, and then input that into a light?
It's true.
Take measurements from
maybe that's where
areas all over the world, and
it's
tune
the
blues and reds and.
I see what you're getting at. Yeah.
I'm sure it's a bit of guesswork. I wonder if there could be a general rule between like equatorial and northern latitude plants.
Yeah.
There absolutely is. I mean, like
spectrum wise, yeah.
The light is different down in like the equatorial region. If you've ever taken a tropical vacation, it's much redder. It's a warmer sun, warmer light, warmer colors.
Mm-hmm.
At sunrise, at sunset, you get a lot more red. I mean, that's flowering hormones,
right.
No, it's interesting. I mean, every location on planet Earth, in theory, has a different, like, its individual, like, Kelvin reading of what the sun looks like as it hits the ground in that specific area. And
yeah, that makes sense because like out here we get a lot of like you get a lot of Maine outdoor floating around, and it has a specific vibe. You can almost like, oh, is this a Maine outdoor? It's just I don't know, just makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, I bet you take that equatorial spectrum and throw it on a plant from like northern Canada. It may not like it. It might burn.
No.
Yeah.
Very
so
true.
totally. But I don't have the operating capital to get into lights where you can adjust the spectrum yet.
Not yet. They are, they're coming. They are coming. Those are.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the big thing for the next. Yeah.
I think the most interesting light to me right now are those bug lights that GML's producing. The predators or whatever is it called? I don't know. Forgive me.
Tarantula.
I don't know. I think it's like the Predator is the
one. Did you say HLG?
No, GML. Grandmaster.
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 Yeah, he's got some pretty sick lights.
Yeah, those are cool.
Pretty sick lights.
Very cool. What do you think
for a 2x4?
What?
Sorry, Blackwater.
Sorry.
What do you think of? I was going to ask what you thought of Bloom Plus
as a nutrient.
Oh no, the light company.
Oh, the light company. I think they're solid. Yeah, right. I have a couple of their fixtures. Dollar for dollar, they're pretty good. The newer ones have the 301 diodes, but what they do with the other ones is they use the lesser expensive Samsung diodes, but they just throw more diodes in there and push them at a lower power. So yeah, I've put a bunch of those lights in at different places. I've had no issues with them. Believe it or not, the only lights I've ever had issues with, and it still stands to this day, I actually have a couple of HLGs with bad diodes in them that just shit the bed. So the cheaper lights I haven't had any issues with at all, which is ironic. But
I just retired part of the reason I got that Photon Tech was I just retired a Mars Hydro panel light that was 5 years old, and it was starting to get really hot at the connections. So I was like, no, it's going to time on that one.
Yeah, they have their life expectancy. These lights.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
shit
happens. I would advise people to not operate their LEDs with blown diodes in them. Probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
Think you could harness the electrical current from your malfunctioning light fixture to increase your plant's cation exchange and
Yep. I wondered about like just wiring up your pots to a set of batteries, and I guess you could just maybe put a monitor on the batteries and replace them after they get drained, and who knows how long they would take to get drained. You just run some batteries through your pots, and then run the pots to a ground if you have access to a pipe or the ability to do that. You know, again, just to be very clear, you don't want to use the ground plug on an outlet for stuff like this. Just don't even think about it. Just ground it a different way.
No, do that. I'd like to see what people come up with. Just kidding. Do not do that.
Show us that in the grow along.
In the grow along.
I've seen that.
Which one?
I did. Well, I did. So I did that for my first grounding experiment, and then I basically realized I was being really dumb, and I'm grateful that nothing bad happened. You know, because you have a wet system with a wire running to your house outlet, essentially, but you're only running a post into the ground part of the 3-prong. But yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Please don't fuck around and find out with electricity.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah, certain things.
Skeet.
Well, guys, it's been. I need to end the episode.
We
At
could stay here all
some
night.
point,
Are you sure?
we
about
do
that?
need to stop. I
I got
apologize.
to piss like a motherfucker.
That's
This
my
has
only
been-
problem
It's
right
been
now.
a long one,
And my poor dog needs to go out.
but that doesn't mean we're not going to have you all on again at some point. Because I don't know. I do feel like there's lots
Kicking
more we
us
could
out.
talk about.
I will say something that made me giggle during this episode was the Steel Magnolia reboot, crafting cultivation. Did you see
What's
that?
that?
Steel magnolias, man. Google steel magnolias.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah, that was in our comments. I don't know if you saw.
Okay.
No,
I
I
must have
didn't.
missed that.
Charles. That was Charles.
Ah, Charles.
Good old
Oh, yeah. All right. Googling after the show. But no, really, guys, thank you. Thank you. You guys are awesome.
Hell yeah, dude.
Very
Thank you.
cool to chill
Appreciate
with.
y'all coming on.
Hell
Thank you for having us on. It's been a lot of
Thank
fun.
you very much.
Thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
having us.
Well,
A pleasure.
now you're required to pop in the Discord, say hi,
Oh,
Yep.
you know, even maybe get involved in the grow along if you're interested. Seriously, it's going to be awesome. You're eligible for prizes, all that good shit. So
Appreciate it, dude.
get your
And if
asses
anybody
over
else
there.
wants to join, there are
Yeah, spread
seeds
the word.
available on joint site,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
seeds have to get wet by November 29th. So you've
Oh,
got
the
plenty of
29th.
time.
You
Okay,
still
we
have
got
a
plenty of time.
whole
Okay,
month to get
Tons
started.
of time.
Yeah.
That's
But
awesome.
you can start at any
You can start
point
now, but
before then.
up until the 29th.
Cool.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
Awesome, y'all.
hell yeah, guys.
Well, this
But
has
yeah,
been
thank
fun.
you. And
Thank
yeah,
you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's been
Thank
fun.
you guys.
go check out their show too. Hear more about, all their different perspectives too. 'Cause that's what's fun about talking
yeah.
to all you guys is everyone's got different points of view on
lot of
what's
fun.
important about growing, what's fun about it.
Just have
Yeah.
fun. That's the main
You know.
thing.
Yeah.
Amen.
That's
Yeah.
it, man.
Grow what
Just
you
plan
love. Love what you grow.
Oh, yeah.
Just grow it.
Just grow it, baby.
Y'all be safe.
Focus on the positive. Let the healing take place. There you go.
That's right.
Love it.
And most importantly, don't get caught.